Shubman Gill batted like a dream and ensured that Gujarat Titans not only makes it to the playoffs but also is assured of a top two finish. The young batter had a fluent innings against Sunrisers Hyderabad. He, after a rather slow start with Ridhiman Saha departing in the first over of the innings, the onus was on Gill to fire, and he ensured that he scores his maiden century in the tournament and guides the team home. It was not easy because Vijay Shankar was hit in the hand while training on Sunday, so he was not available as a precautionary measure. And in his place, Sai Sudarshan came in. Sudarshan hadn't played for a while, for over a month, so he looked a little jittery. And but then once things got sorted, the two added 147 runs as a partnership, which is the highest ever for whatever wickets for GT, and that I think set the tone. But of course, at a time when it looked that the two would stay hanging there and 200 plus run was right on the board, the season Bhuvaneshwar Kumar came in with a 5-4. I mean, it's incredible. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, just like his old self, using his experience, making the most of the fact that Gujarat batters eventually was trying to get the runs quickly and made optimum use of the conditions, and there he was. So I mean, he took the five wicket thing. So what happened is, why did Gujarat lose the plot? Gujarat could have ideally gone ahead with a 200 plus. They were cruising at one point in time until the 15th over, and then suddenly there was a change in script. Hardik Pandya, Rahul Tewatia, David Miller, then none of them actually could get going, and that eventually allowed Sunrisers Hyderabad to come into the game to some extent. And at a time when 200 plus totals are like easily chaseable, one expected Sunrisers to go ahead and perhaps do it. But then Shami and Mohit Sharma, 4 wickets apiece, like they shared 8 wickets between each other to ensure that Sunrisers doesn't get going, and they couldn't actually. The fans would be disappointed with the fact that despite Henrik Klaassen forging that lone battle, that continuing with his lone battle with that 50 plus score, there was no support. I mean, on a day when none of the batters actually could get going, one expected a captain, Markram, Rahul Tripathi, Anmol Trade, nobody could get going, and then the result was there. Sunrisers was never in the game. Though Brian Lara didn't. Coming to the post-match conference, Brian Lara, however, defended the team and said these bunch of players will learn going forward in the next season. But then this has been quite a disastrous season as far as SRH is concerned, and they need to go back to the drawing board and analyze what went wrong. But as far as Gujarat is concerned, even they have something to ponder over, because it's the second time in a row after the Mumbai game the middle order has collapsed. Last time, despite GT losing, Rashid Khan came up with that incredible innings. But today, obviously, Rashid came in pretty late. He couldn't get going. The GT handed a game to Dasun Sanaka. Sanaka was unbeaten, but wickets were tumbling, so there was hardly that he could do. So keeping that in mind, as the tournament progresses, it will be interesting to see how GT middle order shapes up, whether it finds its mojo back, which is very important, because the playoffs now in the playoffs there'll be not much scope of you can't falter. So that is very important. And Noor Ahmed, who got hit today, and had to leave the field in the middle of his over, but the sources in the GT have confirmed that it's not that serious, and the young Afghan spinner should be fit by the time the playoffs begin, and of course by in the next few days. So ideally, if things fall in place, GT camp will be hoping for Noor Ahmed to be available for the next game, and similarly with Vijay Shankar. The team's assistant coach Mithun Manas in the press conference said that Vijay is fine and there's not much of a worry about his injury. It was just a precautionary measure, and they had the luxury of checking the bench strength. That's why Vijay was rested. So going forward, GT just needs to ensure that he plays his A game as the tournament inches closer to the playoffs.